Hello, hello, Star Wars Galaxy of Hero players, and Atesh Ordo here. Today I'm going to talk about how to mod Wampa, the best way to mod your Wampa. And this is because there's a lot of reasons to do it. One, he has a lot of stat boosts with his Omicron, and it really helps counter some various teams. He has a lot of counters. I'm not going to go into all the counters, but there are some counters that it helps to have these stats kind of the way they are. Thank you, Wampa. Thank you. Take your roaring to the other room for the moment. Wampa's great. Anyways, and I would suggest modding with Tenacity. Now, before I get into the mods real quick, I just want to mention that in the past, ever since I've had Wampa, that's how I've modded them. It's something similar, but at lower scale, until I've gotten better mods over time. These are some of the teams I ran. The last two teams. Okay, Wampa in place of either Barris or Mission on the Wookiee team there. But I've been running Wampa with Wookiees. I've been excited about doing that, at least in TW, to help counter the Phasma teams. But I have used Moff Gideon to do the same thing, and it helps, but you lose almost everyone. The last TW I did, I lost everyone in the Wampa team because I was using Mission, not Barris. I'm in the Wookiee team. I used Mission, not Barris, and Wampa still won. He took them down, just because of how good he was built. So yeah, I digress. That's how it is. All right, so going into it is I would mod him with lots of tenacity. Yes, there's some mods you can do, health, and you get some potency and stuff like that. You know, some people run offense or crit damage. Don't do that. You want him as durable, but you also want him to resist as many debuffs. He does stack tenacity. He does stack offense, crit chance, and accuracy. So you don't need any of those stats, because he'll stack them. He takes his cooldown on his roar is reduced through the Omicron a lot more often. So he will hit that roar like 5, 10, 15 times sometimes in a battle. You're fine. Just mod in the way that helps you out. Your Wampa survive. There is an argument that Darth Kimchi has been doing where he suggests running some defense stats. A defense... And I'm like, that's great. That's a good idea. And I get it. It helps make him, a little more durable when he gets hit. Unless you're dealing with, I think, defense ignore. But I'm not going to get into the specs of that. So, how I mod Wampa is really fast, high tenacity, high health. The reason being is you want him thick and fast. You want him fast and thick. And to not be inflicted by a lot of debuffs, unless they can't be resisted. Then why are you going against some of those teams? You can beat Starkiller with Wampa. I've had some videos on my channel. I'll have a lot of videos showcased in the comments below about Wampa beating Starkiller, and more in 3v3. I've done it without recording 5v5 a couple times. I lose just because there's so many more team members taking turns. And it just does nothing. You just get stomped too fast. You'd have to have like a Relic 9 with full health mods with some tenacity in it, and then even then you'll get a chance of getting stunned by what's her name? Oh my gosh, Mara Jade. So, but let's get into it though. I rambled on long enough. Health primary on Circle, with tenacity and potency or health secondaries and high speed. Kind of like where I have it. If I want it, I might reduce the potency set percentage so I can see if I can roll that speed up, because I want, my goal is to have Wampa at 300 speed. That's my goal. Next, Cross. Number one should be tenacity, actually. Tenacity should be the number one option. However, because of where my tenacity sits, I can get away. Like, here's an example of the tenacity where it would be at 190. I actually don't need that much tenacity. I'm not trying to aim for the highest tenacity in game. I'll let that be somebody else. I'm trying to go for more functionality for my Wampa. So I actually, because of the high tenacity I have, the second option is health. Tenacity, health. Probably the only two options. If you get enough of the tenacity, 150, 160 plus, 160 to 165% tenacity, 150, 160% tenacity, give or take, you're fine, because that's 260, 250% tenacity. You're good. You're going to stack the tenacity from there. That's it for Cross. Triangle. Health. Health, 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 health. Some people I've seen use crit damage. That isn't bad because he stacks crit chance. That crit damage could still help. But me personally, I would just say take his relics up. He's still going to hit hard after the offense, after he crits with the stacking offense. Crit damage, if you did want to run crit damage here, I would suggest, depending on how speeds work and how your mods work, health primary here first, then run crit damage here, or offense. Outside of that, do not run it. Also, I forgot to say, cross. If you have the health from the arrow, maybe you can get away with running potency. This is another option to run in. The third option would be potency. I forgot potency was in this cross. So, tenacity number 1, health number 2, potency number 3. Health number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then, depending on your stats, your relic level, because if you have a relic 9, more often than not, you're fine to get away with maybe a crit damage here. Again, I'd probably say at least have the arrow health. Now, the arrow, I would say speed number 1. Speed is king. 95% of the game, speed is king. Speed number 1, health number 2. And see, I'll show you what it looks like with all my primaries. 89. So if I took that to relic 9, Wampa would probably be over 100,000 health, which that's really good stacking. But I'm aiming to have at least 300 speed. I need to get some other primaries amped up a little bit before I push. Also, just FYI, this is what some of my mods cost on slicing. 4 there. And some of my... Oh, this one. 75 there. Yeah. Very costly. So, but arrow number 1, if you have the speed, I would probably aim, like I said, or no, speed wise, I would say 250 to 275 plus speed. If you can get in that range, you're probably going to be better, because there are some teams you'll outrun, slam, they'll go to town on you, you'll take them out, and you could have a chance of getting full banners because they won't touch your protection because they'll be hitting through your protection up. If you could do that with the secondaries, health is number 1. You can get away, and this is the case for some of these. I guess another one you could get away with is defense, but I'd say health. You could get away with crit avoidance, but I'd probably say health is king on that one. It just thickens you up because you get 75% more of that. And if you have 100,000, it takes you up there high, and then you get the protection up. That is key. So there's a lot of teams this could beat, and of course it's slowly starting to fall back a little bit. You just got to kind of search for those teams the higher you get in the Kyber rankings, especially from what I'm hearing at least. So, but still, Wampa's still solid. I'd say take him Relic 7 minimum, and you're good. You're good to go. But that's my thoughts on Wampa and how to mod him. Like I said, I'm going to do some more a modding series so I can teach people like my experiences with modding characters. Aside from that, let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Wampa, for roaring for us. You guys have a phenomenal day.